We're going to take a few minutes and look at some of your settings in your Gmail account. So you can see I am logged in to my KCS Google account. And so you can see right now, this is what my inbox looks like. Over here on the side, you can see this is my different folders. So one of the important things about using your Google account is just being able to access information and to stay organized. So let's take a few minutes to look at your settings. So if I go to the gray gear and I go to settings, you can see that we have some different tabs here. So the first one's general. So this is where you can make some decisions about what your inbox looks like. So I have mine set up for a maximum of 100 conversations on a page. So if that's too much, you can limit yours to how many appears on a page. Mine is set up so I can cancel a send very quickly at 30 seconds. And that is the maximum I can do it at. So when I start to send an email, you'll see a little bar come across the top says, do you want to cancel? I can hit unsend and pull that email back. But once it's gone, it's gone. You can fix your email so that if it's a email you're replying to and it has multiple senders on, has multiple people listed on it, you can have it fixed so you always do reply all. I tend to leave that off because a lot of times with the county, we might get an email with lots of teachers, administrators listed on it, and maybe I need to respond to just the sender. Definitely don't need to reply to all those people, so I tend to keep that off for mine. Here you can decide what your font's going to look like, so you have a few choices. You have the ability to turn grammar suggestions on. I need all the help I can get, so I leave the grammar and the spell check both on. The smart compose, as I start typing, Google will start doing predictive text to kind of help me with writing the message. This can come in handy, so I like to leave that on. Conversation view. So if I'm emailing back and forth between a person, if I leave conversation view on, it will lump all those emails together in one message. If I turn it off, each of those responses will come back as an individual email. For me, that can get a little confusing because I'll forget what I was emailing back and forth about. So I leave conversation view on, but if that's too much, you can always go in here and turn it off. Nudges is one of the newer features with Google. So if someone emails me and within 5 or 6 days, if I've not emailed back, it will pop back up in my inbox marked with a, hey, you forgot to answer this. Also, if I email somebody a question and they've not responded back, Google will also remind me that maybe I need to follow up back up with this person with, I need a response. Here's a star system for your emails. You can see I don't really use it, but I can fix it so certain emails come in with a certain colored star. So if I wanted everything to come in that was from Schoology, I can mark it as a blue star. You can see that I have my profile picture right here, but this isn't where you change it. For your profile picture, you're actually going to come up here to the waffle and you're going to go to account and you will come down here to personal information. And so from here, if I want to, I can change my profile picture. Here's where you can set up a signature. So I would strongly suggest that everyone have a signature in their email because it's very handy when you're emailing people, especially when teachers emailing what I'm having trouble with. It helps to know what school you're at, what grade you're teaching. So it's just kind of handy to have. You can put your names, location. So you can see here I have all this. You have a WYSIWYG right here, so I can do a little bit of changing. So if I want to change the font, color, size, I can do that. You have vacation reminders, so if you know you're going to be out for a few days, you can set up a vacation reminder so that when people are emailing you, they know that you're out. And so once I've made all these changes, I would just click Save Changes, and that would fix all the changes that I've made right here. Inbox. So you have some choices of how your inbox looks like right now. Mine is set up to be the unread emails are at the top of my screen, and then things that I've opened are at the bottom. But you can see I can have important come up first. So everything that's labeled as important would come up first in my email, and everything else would be something there at the bottom. Right now, don't have any. Or I could fix it so that my starred emails are at the top and everything else is at the bottom. Priority. But again, since I don't use starred system, that really doesn't work for me. So I'm going to change that back to that. So now you can see I have my inboxes broken into 2 sections, unread and everything else, and then I can decide how many emails do I want in those sections. So I keep mine at 50 accounts. So you can see I actually have some different accounts feeding into here. I have my M. Thornhill. Then I also have my one that's just Mel. And then you can see right here, this is the one that I have from the State Department. So I actually have all 3 of these emails coming in to this one inbox. But if I wanted to add an account, I would come right here. All right, the next one over is chat. So Google actually has a chat feature built into their Gmail interface. So it shows up underneath all the folders. You can see it shows up right here, but mine's turned off right now. So if I were to turn it on, you can see that it turns on this panel right here. If I wanted to start a chat with Kathy, I could click right here and I could invite her to Hangouts and she and I could start like chatting or texting. And then the last tab is themes. So you notice that probably my background looks different than yours. So you can see that Google has some photos that's here available. I can do more photos. Then we do have just regular background colors. Now, if you have a photo that you want, that maybe like the one I have is from my vacation travels, you do have to do something a little bit different. You're going to go to the waffle again, and you're going to go to photos. Okay, so you can see I have some pictures here in my Google Photos. If you don't know how to upload a photo to your Google Photos, I'm going to go to upload from my computer. And the box is going to pop up, and then I just have to remember where it is I saved it. Mine happens to be on my desktop. Okay, so then what you have to do is create an album. So you're just going to do album, just give it a name, and then we'll select photo and click on the pictures I want to add. So then you'll notice over here on the side, I have albums. So I'm going to click on it so you can see. So I actually have a couple of albums where I've done different backgrounds in the past. And so now, if I go back to my Gmail and I go to settings and I do my theme again, I'm going to do my photos. And so now you will see that there's those different albums we just saw in Google Photos. So if I click on this one, I can see that's a picture of Vegas. If I click right here, here's my breadcrumb trail, so it'll take me back to my photos. If I click on travel, here's those 2 that we just uploaded. If I want to change it to Golden Gate Bridge, and then I do save, you will see now my background has changed. Now, you have some preferences here. You'll see right now that mine is the light colored theme. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my theme. I'm going to click on my photo, and I'm going to click on this A at the bottom. And so you can see right now my background is light. I don't like that. So I'm going to make it dark and click my save. So now you can see my emails are dark.